Look, I'm almost bewildered by how God uses my time spent on recordings, either listening or adding to, which is what normally happens when I listen for a little while. You know, at the minute I'm reviewing my old ones of a couple of years ago, hence the date 2021 on some of them, and then I'm adding ones of today, so they've got 2023, the year and date. And in the practice of doing that, well, I'm just astonished at what I end up recording. Perhaps you're not so impressed as I am. My ego's terrible, I realise that. Oh dear, what do you do with this man? But, you know, I can start off from being bogged down by the effect of, well, personal problems as regards my ex-family, so to speak, my ex-wife, and the havoc I feel she plays on the relationship with my daughter, but and myself. But you know, well, the normal pattern is, you know, I wake up, I'm slightly oppressed by such. I do my breathing exercise, what I've referred to as triangular breathing. Just for a little while, I don't know, about anything from 10 minutes to half an hour or so. And then I turn to a recording and just listening to something to give me some inspiration. And then I'm away. And by the time I've finished, which is, well, I think today it was something like 4 o'clock onwards. No, I think so. For argument's sake, let's say 4:30. And it's now 7:15 in the morning. And now I'm flying. I mean, my mind is regenerated in the presence of God, in the consciousness of God, in the awareness of Him. Love you, Dad. I'm flying again. You know, she does a greater thing in you than through you. Well, I suppose you've had remotely the joy. Well, I don't know. I would love to think that you had the same joy from listening to my recordings as so often I get from making the recordings. I'm tempted to say nearly always. I'm just astonished. You know, apparently some people do it by prayer and some people by meditation, and I have done it through worship, you know, in church and so on. But this is personal, done alone. I won't say in silence, because obviously I'm speaking at this volume, albeit quietly. I don't want to disturb the rest of the household downstairs. Thank you, Dad. Ah, yes, what I should say is, of course, you need to know your way of coming into His presence, your way of always coming back into the full awareness of your Heavenly Dad. It might be by reading, I have done that with 1 or 2 books that are so reliably an inspiration. I mean, obviously I've said that it's John 17 and John's Gospel, but also autobiography of a yogi written by Paramahansa Yogananda. The Bhagavad Gita, Arnold's translation, I find is incredibly inspiring. Well, like the autobiography. Well, same as John's Gospel. You may think this is a horrific mix of literature if you're of a fundamentalist Christian persuasion, but I can only tell you what is the case with me. May mean you're praying for me in earnest, but yeah, well, jolly good. Bless you. But my purpose is to bless you too. And that might be a bit of a surprise to you. But whatever it is that truly stirs you spiritually, it might be worship, it might be prayer, it might be meditation, it might be beautiful company. It might be just blessing people, just being a helper. For some people it's just counselling. They are so lifted by having blessed the person that they're talking to. You just know that what you said is a blessing. That's wonderful. Whatever it is that is life to you in practice, make that your life practice. God will show you the next step. Wow. Bless you. Yes, focus on your way of being with God. That's very likely the way you've been made by God to come to Him. That's the way you need to practice. With all your heart, soul, mind and strength, loving Him. Thank you, Dad.